Hello, Mrs. Taylor here. This week I've got another piece of music from the BBC 10 pieces called Trailblazers. Do you remember last time when we listened to Rhapsody in Blue by George Gershwin? We described Gershwin as a trailblazer. Can you remember what a trailblazer was? It's someone who does something that hasn't been done before. I think you will have heard the music of this gentleman called Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer wrote a piece of music called Earth. He uses all sorts of different techniques to create music, and he has composed lots and lots of music for TV, for film and games. Mr. Downs really likes the piece that he's composed. He was born in 1957, so you can work out how old he is. He was what we call self-taught, so he didn't actually have any formal music training. He has composed more than 150 films, scores, and been nominated for 10 Oscars. He uses a lot of technology, synthesizers, samplers and computers, as well as the orchestra for his compositions. The piece he's written is called Earth, and he draws upon the kinds of sounds he used when he composed the music for Blue Planet 2 and Planet Earth 2, two of his most popular scores. How many of you have heard the music to either of those programs when you've been watching it? And also, most famously, the Batman films. He's composed the music for that. What I want you to do now is to listen to a piece of music called Earth, watch the performance, and then come back for your next task. Okay, so I am assuming now that you have listened to the Earth music by Hans Zimmer, who incidentally, for a little bit more information, composed the scores for Madagascar, The Lion King and Kung Fu Panda. So that's interesting, isn't it? What I'd like to do now, because for this task you will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and if you have some coloured crayons handy, that would be great too. What I want you to do is to draw a big circle in the middle of a piece of paper. That is to represent the Earth. Now I'd like you to listen again to the music by Hans Zimmer. And what I want you to put in the middle of that circle is to draw what the music makes you think of. What do you think it's describing? It could be the atmosphere around the Earth. So you could put space and stars and other planets floating outside of the circle. Or you might choose to think about the middle of the music when you've got about halfway through it and draw the movement that goes on our planet Earth. So people rushing around, vehicles, buildings, all sorts of things like that. You can listen to the piece of music however many times you want until you are happy with what you've got drawn on your piece of paper. Then, when you've done that, I want you to listen again, and this time think about what instruments can you see playing? What instruments can you hear being played? And annotate your picture with those instruments. I also would like you to think about the tempo of the music. What do I mean by tempo? So I mean the speed. So is it slow? Does it start off slow? Does it then get quicker? Then also think about the volume. Do we have quiet bits? Does it gradually get louder and then does it get quieter? So we're going to think about tempo and what we call dynamics, the loud and the quiet. When you've done that, your piece of work is finished. However, if you would like to produce a best copy because you've got all your annotations on it, that would be great, and I would love to see some of them uploaded onto Purple Mash. Of course, you can choose to use the iPad or your laptop, whatever you are working from, to recreate your artwork about the piece of music. It's called Earth. Let your imagination go. Enjoy. It's a fantastic piece of music and I'm sure you will enjoy it. And if you've watched the programme Blue Planet, then you will have heard Hans Zimmer's music. I look forward to seeing some of your pieces of work. Bye, children.